Swear I won't forget this, why do I regret this? In my mind reckless, thoughts are feeling endless. Sitting up, I'm breathless, anxiety's infectious. I feel so defenseless, betrayed and embarrassed. I hate being open, I hate being broken. I feel like an ocean filled up with emotion. Anger ain't a potion, rub it on like lotion. I can feel it soaking, reopen, the scars have awoken. I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold. Cause I can't move on till I let go. I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold. Cause I can't move on till I let go.
What's up, everybody? Coming in with the transition getting there. What up? What up, what up, what up? Howdy, howdy, howdy. How y'all doing? How's everyone's week been? Good evening, gamers. Yo, yo. Grinding Tarkov. Let's go. What level are you at? And hating yourself for it? Nah, dude. Tarky. Full Metal Fleece. What up? 14. Okay. Still starting a little bit. It's good. You get the flea at 15. Armor class. Tarkov has been fun. Yes, it has. I've been putting a lot of time in Tarkov as well. The Tarkov Grinders Club. New show name. Topics for this week will be, I don't know, the flea market, updated prices, how to make money. Week's been weird, just moved over to Illinois, and now I'm just sitting around waiting for the semester to start. Yes, let's go. Okay. Got lots of gaming time. That's what I'm hearing. Hello, hello, what's up? WBB. Chris. Oh man, we talking Unified today. That's gonna be fun. Gaming time for the guy who doesn't consistently play games. It's a real shame. A real shame. My Discord notification went off, so we should be getting some folks in here. Oh, my music does not. I need to set that on repeat. Keep some music in the background. Yeah. Love this song. I am really excited this week. We'll talk about Unified. Let's talk about some of the job listings that have been posted. I think I might make like a weekly session or section of my show being about jobs that have been posted. I think that'd be good for everyone, good for conversation. And then we'll talk a little bit of a preview on the NACE convention next week, which I am already stoked about. I tweeted out the first panel that I'll be on, or forum, I guess is what it's called, the High School Esports Forum. I knew I was going to be doing that topic. I'd been asked, but I had no idea who was going to be on it. I retweeted that I'll be on it with the CEO of Playfly, Rob Johnson, as well as the executive director of NACE, Gerald Solomon, which will be interesting. Very interesting. I feel like I'm a little bit the sore one out on that panel, but I can bring a unique perspective to offer some good questions, hopefully. You blocked out time for it. I should probably sign up to be online attendee for that. You should. No, you are qualified. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, it should be really interesting because NACE was just named the esports provider for California, and Playfly has Arizona and Washington at this point, both of which basically forced out Play Versus. So that is interesting. Active and vocal collegiate director with years of experience, absolutely necessary. That's fair. I did start in the high school scene. It's interesting having like the CEO / executive director of both of those companies on that panel, and then me. Like, there's gotta be somebody else, right? But yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see everyone in person as well. Lug nuts. It's been a hot minute. Hot minute. Should be fun. So let's talk about Unified this week. Did y'all see the Unified situation? That's the first question. Let's get everyone up to speed on this Unified stuff. Just gonna keep track here of my Discord, make sure I'm not missing anyone. Dang. Cool. Where was that Unified? The original tweet came from someone. Let's turn off the music. Let's stop the music. It's time to get serious. Although now I'm getting notifications. Where is that? I'm trying to find the original tweet that kind of sparked it. It was a twit longer about Unified. Let's see if I can find it. Twit longer. What up? BC Dubs in chat. Oh, snap. Noah's in chat. Seems like people running things aren't qualified to run something that big. Interesting. Man, Unified Esports. It's got to be one of the top tweets under Unified Esports, right? Yeah, okay. The sad fall of Unified. So basically what we had was a twit longer from someone who is a player from Unified, or played in Unified last spring, still hasn't received their prize money. They decided to go on Twitter with it, and they posted a long letter about it. And then it just kind of spiraled out of control with everyone else who hasn't been paid. And it eventually led to people finding out that talent and broadcasters haven't been paid, prize pools haven't been paid. Just a real bad possible situation here. It actually prompted Unified to put out a statement from their CEO, Ramsey, which I will show you right here. To the esports community, yada, yada, yada. I'm sorry, yada, yada, yada. This is the classic apology from any esports org that hasn't paid anyone or is screwed up somewhere. It's, I'm sorry, we won't do it again. We strive to be the best. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. What's interesting in this one, basically he puts the blame on the people that owe him money and is like, hey, these people haven't paid their money, so we can't pay our money. Which is an interesting way to look at it. Not a huge fan of that one. But that's what it is. And the following retweets and everything else clearly missed the mark. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. I did find it. I'm just going to catch up on chat here. Sneezes lol. The one thing that concerns me about it is the stated implication that you're just rolling the dice when you sign up for a tourney. I can believe they admitted to not having the cash on hand. Yeah, what's interesting is I'm pretty sure the entry fees for Unified are pretty steep compared to other tournaments. And you'd think that the registration fees would be kept on hold for the prize at the end. Chris says, I think that was what was happening was that Unified was running a rolling payment model. I don't have confirmation at all. There's just conjecture, but I believe that event 1 runs and event 2 pays for event 1. Yeah, that is kind of my guess as well. The registration fees for summer would be the spring. It makes little to no sense. Like, if you're really that far behind and that deep without cash on hand, there's a problem. Full Metal says just take out a loan and satisfy your financial obligations. I would agree with that. And you run through the net 30 and essentially stagger the payments so that current pays for the past, and you juggle it that way. It's actually not easy to get capital loans of that nature. You can't just walk into a Bank of America and get a loan to pay liabilities or accounts payable without proof of cash flow. That's interesting. I did see a lot of people recommend, like, why don't they take out a loan? Maybe it's not that easy. But running a league, you should kind of have the ability to pay out the people who you hire to run that league, as well as the prize pools that you advertise that originally got people to sign up and pay for. I got some information from Chris. I think I'm allowed to share this. Esports Foundry has paid out over $160,000 over the past 12 months in prizing, contractor compensation, and caster payments, only 2 of which went past net 30. Those 2 are my mark of shame, blah, blah, blah. Pays out their prize pools, so we don't count CECC pools in those. Nice. Yeah, so Unified is not this is not normal. This is not it's okay, everybody is doing this. Yes, there are a lot of sketchy orgs in esports, and yes, there are a lot of people who don't pay their invoices, but it should not be, this should not be normal. This should not be the okay thing to do. Pay your people. Shoot. Pay the prize pools that you use to get people to sign up. It's actually crazy. And frustrating, and it's frustrating to see this org who has the trust of Riot gets to run a lot of the amateur scene and the top tier amateur scene with Riot's blessing. This is how they do business. Like, that's sad to me. That's the frustration, is like, there's got to be better organizations who do better and are more professionally ran and actually pay their people that Riot could support and trust with their amateur scene than this. This is sad. Thanks for the follow, Kays. Appreciate that. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Really, that's the basis. It's like, why is Riot supporting this? Like, why is this really the only option? So wanted to get everyone on the updated on this situation. There hasn't been any further notes on this. Unified still pushing their proving grounds stuff that's happening. It's interesting, in this statement at the end, it says something like, and timely, where is it? We will immediately reevaluating our products and offerings. What does that even mean? Like, what? Does that mean you're just like, this is my out to shave the products that aren't making us money? Is this like the sign that you're going to get rid of everything below like UPL for League of Legends? Like, that is such a weird thing to put into this thing. I don't get it. I really don't get it. I don't know. People can say that they've never liked Unified or Midwest Esports or whatever it was before, and say like they had a bad feeling about them or whatever, but like, yeah, it's not worth it. It's just sad to see that this is what's happening. So hopefully people will get paid. I know some college coaches have put out there that they've never had a problem with getting paid. So I don't know how Unified is dealing with payments and who's getting paid first, who's getting paid last, or not getting paid at all. I don't really know, but hopefully it gets resolved. The Spicy Antor Show. That's me. What up? Hell on pause. It's not that they're the only option, but they were the only one with a level 2 tournament operator license that ended up going into contract. I mean, if they can't pay prizes out, they should shutter those leagues as bad as it sounds. I have no idea how Riot does their qualifications, but only level 2 tournament operators and orgs are eligible to go into third-party or 3PO contracts with Riot Esports and Publishing. Interesting. There are only a handful of level 2 operators. Those, I believe, are UEA, NSG, Wisdom. Fascinating. I don't know. It's sad to see. Hopefully they get things paid and can figure this stuff out, because what was Upsurge and now Unified's like Premier League and Minor League have been really good experiences in my past experiences. That didn't make sense, but we're competing in UPL this summer, or we did. We were planning on doing it in the fall, but we'll see. You're hungry? Well, go get some food. That's the excitement of being an adult. You can just eat when you want to. But thanks for stopping by. Appreciate that. All right, so what's next on the situation? We're going to talk about NACE convention. Before we talk about NACE convention, let's walk through some of the jobs that were posted this week. We'll walk through. I'm going to show you all my Discord. I do have a Discord channel or server that you all can join. If you're not in it already, you should join it. I'll even put a link in here. There. Beautiful. There's a link to my Discord. Feel free to join that Discord. But in that, under the Collegiate Esports PD section, I have a jobs and internships channel. And some of the jobs that have posted this week are in there. And I go through whenever I hear that it's been filled, I delete it, which reminds me I have to delete this one because I just heard that one was filled. But I try to keep this up to date. Question from here. Lugnut says, is UGC in the same boat? The admins of the Discord seem to stop replying about their payouts. I can't really comment on UGC. I haven't heard of anyone complaining about payouts at this point. They are not a level 2 operator for Riot, so technically, yeah, they don't have the license to do high level League of Legends stuff or significant League of Legends stuff. They're a substitute or a competitor of Unified. Just DM'd me for spring. Like they're still trying to pay out their spring stuff. Oh my gosh. This should not be normal. I have heard in the past of problems with UGC paying out, but I don't know if that's still a current problem or not. Haven't heard any updates. But let's go through some of these jobs here. I posted yesterday. Community, awesome organization. They are hiring a director of esports. I believe they also call it a director of esports operations in that job description. It's in Atlanta, full-time, $50K to $55K. That's a good number. This is pretty average what I'm seeing from nonprofits when they're hiring esports people. I think NACE, when they hired, or they're still hiring their operations director, they have it listed as 60 to 70K. So this is a little bit less. Laramie County Community College is in Cheyenne, Wyoming. Part-time head coach, $15K year stipend. That is part-time. I don't know how many hours per week they list there. But if you're in the area and want a second job, that might be beneficial. Immaculata University posted theirs, another part-timer. I'm seeing a lot of part-time jobs. It's very interesting. Chris says, I personally think UGC has a cleaner ship than what we've seen on Twitter, but they have a smaller team by far. Very talented and driven folks. Their Battle Academy alone is a huge scope, so I'm just worried if they bit off too much. Yeah, interesting. I know quite a bit about the UGC inner working stuff. I actually started in esports as a referee for UGC. So I know them. I've known them for 6, 7, 8 years at this point. Yeah. It'll be interesting. Hawks and stuff. Hey, that's the replacement for the guy from the article that got shared around. What do you mean? The guy from the article. Oh, the guy from the article, was it this one? This Laramie County? Is that where it was? I kind of do remember that. That's really interesting. Yeah, there's an article in some pretty big journal about the life of an esports coach and like how underappreciated and got denied full-time stuff. That might be that. Yeah, that's interesting. And then UT Austin, which is the big one today, I posted. Thanks, Moog, for sending it to me. This is University of Texas's main campus, or the big one. It's the big D1, the Longhorns. They're hiring what's called a student esports program coordinator, full-time, $52K. There was some talk in the Michigan varsity Discord about cost of living. It's pretty high in Austin, so be aware of that if you're going to apply for that job. Just be aware of that and make sure that you can afford living there on that salary. Because, that can make a big difference. Sweet. Let's go back to this so I can swap my Discord back over. I'm getting messages. Okay. Sounds good. Thank you. Oh boy. Okay. I got some good messages coming in. Beautiful. Okay. All right. So we talked about Unified. We talked about some of the job postings. To keep up to date, join that Discord that I've got going. I try to keep it as up to date as possible. I have Google alerts, LinkedIn alerts, higheredjobs.com alerts that all come to my email, and then I sift through them, verify that they're current, and then I post them. Anything esports related or gaming related. I haven't been posting faculty positions. There's been a couple adjunct or part-time faculty positions for esports or gaming, but I haven't been posting those. Maybe I'll add that to my posts. But there's been a couple of those posted or put out there. Yeah. Sweet. All right. Last thing we're going to talk about today is NACE Convention. Let's go. All right. So NACE Convention, National Association of Collegiate Esports. If you're not familiar, NACE, they operate a league. It's a membership-driven organization that about 200 schools are in currently. I don't know if that number is going up or down, or it's stayed about 200 for the last year and a half at this point. We've gotten new members, but we've lost some. But I am the chair of the competition council, so we're a group of elected members who basically have the final say on what competition looks like for NACE Star League, and it's been fun. But next week is the in-person convention, Kansas City, Missouri. Let me know in chat if you've been to Kansas City. There's a song from the musical Oklahoma called Kansas City, but I won't sing it for you. You're welcome. I will refrain from singing it, although I want to very badly. Lived there, awesome city. I wish I was going. Chris, I wish you were going too. It's very depressing that you won't be there. It's going to be fun. I'm really excited. It's, like I said, it's in Kansas City. It's next Wednesday. No, it's Thursday and Friday next week. Haven't had an in-person convention since 2019. The last two have been remote. The convention is a great time for members to get together and network. It's also a good time to learn some new things by attending some sessions, talking with other coaches about what they're doing. As with any esports event or convention at this point, for me personally, most of my value comes from networking and talking with people. And that's what I expect to be the value that I get out of it this year again. I have been put on a couple different panels / forums. I'm doing one on legislation that's going to be voted on. I'm doing one on competition for the fall, I believe. And then I'm doing the high school one. I don't know what the other one was. I told them not to put me on anything. And then they're like, okay, but we need you as the chair of the competition council to be on these things. I'm like, okay. So I'm doing that. Should be fun. If you're going to be in Kansas City, be sure to say hi. Say hi to me if I don't say hi to you first. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of people there, yeah, I want to make sure I get to meet everyone because y'all are awesome. First time going, Coach Claypool gonna need some suggestions on cool places to visit. That's fair. I don't know much about Kansas City. I have a lot of friends who live there. I've been there a couple times. But as far as like places to go, I have no idea. I think I did a tour of the Federal Reserve building there. I think that was what it was, which was pretty cool. I did an escape room, which was fun, but not really Kansas City-y. And then I barbecue. Barbecue is Kansas City's thing. Helen Paw says Q39 barbecue. It's top notch. Also, college basketball experience downtown by Power and Light District. Up Down Bar. That sounds like an arcade bar. I'm down with that. Negro Leagues Baseball Museum. Very cool. Very cool. That might be something worth checking out. That'd be kind of sweet. Yeah. I've looked at, I helped a little bit with the schedule of the convention. I don't really know I haven't even looked at it like super in depth on what I'm going to be looking at or attending for sure, but I'm sure I will be busy with those sessions. Highly recommend spending as much time as possible in the convention area or the hotel that's connected or the official hotel. I will be spending a lot of time in that area and networking with people, getting to know the coaches I've never met before, catching up with those that I haven't seen in years, maybe some that I haven't seen since the NACE convention in 2019. That was at Harrisburg, which was a fun event. I got to meet a lot of people that I still talk to all the time. I think the most exciting part of the NACE convention is going to be the legislation talks on remote students. There are 5 pieces of legislation, I believe, that are up for a vote this NACE convention, and the hottest one, I think, is going to be this remote coach or this remote play. Basically, right now, as it is in the bylaws and constitution, players need to compete on campus. You cannot compete online or from somewhere besides on your own campus. A group of schools is hoping to change that to allow remote play. And that should be a very spicy conversation. Hope they're selling popcorn in the venue or adult beverages. I think I get to lead the breakout sessions that are like to discuss those before the business meeting. And I already told them in our planning meeting, I'm like, we need to see the actual legislation change, and we need to figure out a plan on how we're going to navigate this conversation because it is going to get messy. Claypool says I'm going to get there on Monday, so totally want to see all I can, then use the remaining time or the week to network. Nice. I'm actually getting there on Sunday because I'm coming from Tulsa from a wedding, yada, yada, yada. But I get to spend the whole week there. I think I'm even going to visit Missouri Western's campus. Spend some time with Coach Luke. Full Metal Fleece, I won't be able to go. Boo! That's sad. That's depressing. Yeah, that's sad. I think it's going to be a good time. I highly recommend to tune in or to go. Tuning in online, kind of more up to you. Obviously, there's going to be some good sessions in there that are going to be valuable. But attending online conferences has never been my favorite thing to do. So I can't blame anyone for not doing that. And I don't know if the business meeting will be public. If you're a NACE member attending online, you probably will be able to tune into the business meeting because I'm fairly confident you can vote remotely this year, which is a change and an exciting one. If you want to go to lunch, let me know. I don't even know what lunch, like, are they providing lunch? If you mean before Wednesday? or Thursday. I'm down. My Tuesday and I believe Wednesday are like totally free right now. I haven't been given any info on watching or voting online. Okay, well, good. Fantastic. They might be trying to push in-person attendance as much as possible, but yeah, y'all need to know, members, because we might not even hit quorum if we don't get the online attendees or the online members the ability to vote. Wow, this is interesting. There's all sorts of new like creator chat highlights. Oh, very interesting. Those flights, yeah. It's flying and traveling ain't cheap right now, folks. It's crazy. It is crazy. Hell on Pause says, lol, it's like everything else. If you have a dog in the fight, you'll be ready to fight. Like prize pools. Yeah, exactly. Dang. I didn't even talk about the prize pool conversation because I don't know. It was a weird Discord or weird Twitter stuff going on with prize pools. Who knew it was such a sensitive topic? People retweeting my replies with lol. Cool. I love the conversation. Oh, that prize pool post. Yeah, seriously. I don't know. I am still very confident that the quiet majority are indifferent to prize pools, but whatever. Yeah. I don't know. Whatever. That was, yeah, go find, you can go find my retweet or reply on that prize pool stuff and have a good laugh and a good thought or good thinking session on that one. That was interesting. But I like the conversation. I always like, especially with the spicy stuff, getting kind of a feel of what the industry and what others feel on some of those things. And Twitter seems to be very effective at getting honest opinions from people. So I'm all about it. What I don't like is the people what I don't like are the tweets that are like subtweets of like people who fight on Twitter are immature. I'm like, people have said that to me for years, subtweeting me about that. But for me, it's always been valuable to like get a pulse of the industry, but also have like seeing both sides, having good conversations. Now, a lot of times on Twitter, you're not having those good conversations with a majority of people who are interacting with you, but there's always like good interactions that happen on those posts from other people. There's also good conversations that happen behind the scene in DMs or on Discord about those topics that stem from those initial tweets. And I think those are super valuable. Yeah. Coach Claypool says, I currently am not a NACE member, hoping this conference answers any questions I might have about joining. Yeah, I hope so too. Hopefully you find what you're looking for at the NACE convention. I have been a member of NACE for 3 years now, at 2 different institutions. So yeah, any questions, let me know. I'm more than willing to answer them. I think anyone who's asked me about if they should join NACE has experienced my my honest opinion. I think that's the right word on that. I try to be as show as little bias and give my honest opinion on that as much as possible when people ask, because I'm not going to die on a hill for NACE, and I'm not going to be dishonest with people who are looking at it. So let me know. Chris says, I agree. I paid out more LAN and championship prize pools to the same 2 schools than I did to other schools in 2 different titles. Yeah, I mean, shoot, like 2 years ago, there was a school who got into Rocket League, and each of their kids won $24,000 in prize money in 1 year. Each of their kids. That's crazy. like, that's good for them. I would rather see that money be used to increase the quality of competition and of competition for everybody than benefit the top. But there was clearly a very vocal group of individuals who thought I was crazy. So, whatever. I don't know. I think I also have always felt really uncomfortable with prize pools and being a coach and like the tax side of things and the business department, and it's just like it's not clean. I mean, the one time we've done prize, like we won a prize pool, like the kid's got a prepaid Visa card from this organization, and I'm like, this seems weird, but it's not me. I'm not touching the money. Like, it's kosher, I think, from my side, but what the gosh dang it. But for everyone else, like it just does not feel right. Let's ban. If you want operators to do a better job and improve our products as the industry ages, we just need reliable non-sponsorship or VC revenue. Yeah, but what's that revenue going to be? Like, where's the revenue come from if it's not sponsorships or VC dollars? I just broadcast rights? I registration fees? I don't know. No, not MMRs. Prize pools work for one-off tournaments. I don't know about entire conference play. That's fair. I mean, if a school can jump in, recruit players at full scholarships, and clean up prize pools, then somehow ghost from esports within a year. Maybe not a great system. Armor Class Sayo, I remember that. It was a really strange time, and I remember a lot of conversations on it. The cards were very interesting. Yeah, I agree. No, not MMRs. Like, let's say I have 24 schools, and I do 4 titles and charge $10 a player. That's fair. Yeah. Okay. So you're talking about like a revenue through registration fees or cost. I think I'm okay with that at the college level. Like, as much as I hate on Play Versus and their model in the high school perspective, like totally different, I think, from a college's perspective. You said I can easily ring together 8K and prizing and 2K for my op costs, which still is a loss, but at least I can pay for my admin costs, reduce the lift of my sponsor goals. That's fair. I like that. I budget every year for entry fees at this point. And I'd argue that if the right TO came along that provided a quality product, you could charge a decent amount of money and still everyone sees the value in it and feels like they are getting a good deal. It's just the problem for me. Like, I don't think I've seen a TO like operating at a massive scale that brings that level of value that's worth whatever the cost is. A lot of it's like they do a poor job or have a poor platform. ABXY says, I'm okay with collegiate prizing, especially since you're working mostly with students 18 plus. It might be fair. Like, I honestly, I'm so unaware of what the legal stimulations are and like the IRS taxes. Like, I know so little, and I've been okay with like whatever is happening, but I have questions and I have concerns. And that's going to go for anything that we do that, like, if you as a coach are not comfortable defending and discussing with an admin who's not in esports, those are the topics that I have concerns about. So in the same vein, like, I have concerns about participating in tournaments that don't operate within a community license or a licensing agreement from a publisher, because that opens up, in my opinion, the school and the program to unnecessary risk, in my opinion. Others will have different opinions, but for me, prize pools is in that vein. Licensing agreements or competing in tournaments that don't have licensing agreements or don't operate within the community licensing agreement, same thing for me. And it's part of the reason why I've really pushed NACE to really only run things with within the community guidelines or with a licensing agreement. Chris says maybe even if the schools see it, not everyone has that budget. We just acquired a conference league that's statewide and local, and half the schools can't afford a $350 semester league conference fee. That's interesting. We talk to all of them in Discord and are very transparent about what we can do and what we want, and that's the feedback we get. I'd push and ask, like, who are those people who are communicating that they can't afford that? And is it a decision maker, or is it a coach who is a volunteer? You say it's a director. They can't afford $350 per semester. That's screaming red flags to me. That doesn't make much sense to me. These are all sanctioned esports programs. Yeah, I don't agree. I don't see that being feasible. Like, $350 per semester is like nothing if you're getting consistent competition. It doesn't make sense to me. Any school can throw $3K plus a year. That's really literally nothing. $3K per year. Yes, Full Metal, any school can do that. Any program specifically and what their budget is a bigger question. I've heard most programs in my experience have had at least like $10K a year in some type of operating expenses. Most have, or a good chunk of them have more. But $350 a semester seems totally doable in almost every instance that I've heard of that are sanctioned school programs. And even like worst case scenario is like your program, although it sounds more like a club in that instance, is like you ask the student government for $700 to cover your fees. Because most student governments in my experience have like extra money to like give to student organizations. But $350 a semester sounds like nothing. And if a director can't figure that out, like, then they need to ask their higher ups for $700, because that doesn't that's crazy to me. Kyber, what's up? What's up? Yeah, $350 a semester, Chris. That's nothing. Like, and I've worked at schools with next to nothing. I've seen budgets that are next to nothing. That is nothing if you're getting conference competition. And if that's with like a official athletic conference, then you definitely, like, I'm telling you right now, for Peach Belt, we pay $4K a year to play in 4 different game titles. Like, and half of the schools in the Peach Belt are basically student clubs, but they're athletic or I don't know who, like Kennesaw State, who funded that. They have like a student club, but somehow they got $4K a year. So someone's got to talk. Someone's got to talk to somebody else, because $350 a semester is laughable if you're getting conference competition. It's a statewide director organized conference they basically gave to us to run because they don't have bandwidth. I mean, if it's like the GLEC, which is probably what it is, like, those schools can afford this. Like, I don't know. I think there's just got to be a point where you have to say, like, this is the bare minimum and it's a requirement to compete. Yeah. I don't know. That's weird. Hot take incoming from Post UE Sports. Prizes for collegiate should be scholarships only. If your player team makes more in prize money than they spend to attend the school, then the extra should go back to the school to support the program. All right, here's another question I have. When you say when schools are or when tournaments are like scholarship prizing and you win that prize pool, how is that scholarship prizing different than cash prizing? Like, where is it? Just like in the name of the promotion, or is there like this money will be sent to the school with an earmark saying this is for you? And if that's the case, if you've already paid your tuition, you would then get a check from the school as a reimbursement. So it's just cash. Like, I saw the argument on the Twitter thread about scholarship prizing and like, how dare you take scholarship prizing away from students? I'm like, what is scholarship prizing versus cash? Like, they're literally, in my opinion, from my experience, they're the same. They're the same. It's just a PR change. And maybe the difference is that we send it to the school. But again, if you've already paid your tuition, you would then get a reimbursement check for cash. So like, bro, that's not a good argument. Like I don't know what this like scholarship prizing is besides a PR stunt. Less of a loan the following year, schools wouldn't keep that money for the next year. They only do like tuition bills by the year. They wouldn't keep a positive account value for a student year after year. I don't think you even can. Like that just no. I don't think that's right. I don't think they would be willing to do that. But I could be wrong. I mean, maybe I'm crazy, but this has been my experience with it. Even when you like take out a student loan and it's more than you actually need, you get a reimbursement check from the business department for that amount. And then you can technically go spend it on books or whatever, but it's just cash. Like it's a check that you put into your account. And maybe it's illegal to spend that on other things besides your books, but that is what it is. It's a check you get. At least that's what it was at the last school I was at. Yeah. Kyber says, well, for some clubs, I know the cash goes to a club account when it comes to scholarships, and they can only spend that money on esports equipment. Interesting. So it's in the form of a scholarship like baseball can go and buy baseball gear. It's still scuffed, though. That would be, I mean, that maybe programs or schools can police that or decide to do that, but I don't think that's coming from the TOs. Like if they're getting that money, the coach or the school can decide like, hey, we're not going to give these to students. Like this has to go to the program, or we're going to put it in like a donation account that the program could pull when they want to. I've always been in the boat that I'm never going to touch prize pool money. It's always going to go directly to the students. I don't need money. Our budget, we're supported by the school through a budget that does not rely on prize pools. So a prize pool is for the students. I never take anything of it. Yeah. So that's my boat. There are schools that will take a percentage. They'll take the cost of how much it took to get there first and then split it up. Like that's up to you guys. But I budget for travel. I budget for scholarships. I budget for everything else. So I just push it right on to competitors or the players. Like I don't need to be like a couple $100 for the program is not game changing, but it is for students. So yeah, I think the gas should go 100% to students. Yeah, that's my boat. I lived off of reimbursement checks in college, and it was every semester, so even more regularly than just annual year-to-year balances. Yeah, because you're an MVP. Whatever. Money for the program should come from the budget. True. Right. Why not scrap scholarships and just use the money to invest in tournament operations and services? That's what I'm saying. All right. That's what I've been saying. I'm like, instead of benefiting the top small percentage of players through a prize pool, let's benefit the entire tournament through better experiences, hire better talent or hire talent in general, hire a broadcast team, like do something different. I mean, these tournaments aren't that great where they're bursting at the seams and just throwing money at something else because they've already have everything else covered. For the most part, these people don't have like these tournaments don't even have like basic broadcast going. It's the same issue with varsity. Some publishers require us to only reward the prizing and scholarships. Yes, but what does that mean? That's my question. What does awarding a scholarship prize pool, how is that different than awarding a cash prize pool? Like at the end of the day, they are the same. This is why we need clear regulations. Yeah. It's what plants crave. And then the reason schools actually compete is that it's a good tourney, not because there's money available. I agree. And I think that's what we're going to start seeing from a local perspective and regional perspective. I think we'll start seeing in the next couple of years a lot more regional and local in-person competitions with little to no prize pools. And the value is going to be bringing all the regional schools together to compete instead of trying to convince the top 3 schools to travel hours and hours to come compete. Because I really don't think that's what's going to bring schools to you. It's not bringing the best team in. It's It's getting an experience going for the local regional schools. Regional lands at schools. Do it. Do it. Better product equals more buy-in, equals more exposure, equals more money, equals more institution-covered scholarships. True. How about a nice trophy? Yeah, CRL. How about a nice trophy, bro? How about you take a little bit of the prize money you gave to those teams in CRL Worlds and buy a freaking trophy for like $100? Bro. Oh, they are so small and the school still wants to charge. Hey, I'll host a regional tournament at Florida Southern and I won't charge you for hosting that tournament. Because as long as like my team gets in free, like we don't have to pay to register. I think that's a fair exchange. We'll have it in our, but it'll be in our esports arena. So you have 30 PCs and one stage. Good luck. Yeah. I would love to host some more stuff. I think when we talk about like renting spaces or getting bigger spaces on campus, it can be difficult for a small school to kind of get that approval without payment, because some of these smaller schools rely on rental fees like to hit their budgets. We had the same thing in our athletic department in my last school where like my boss wanted to charge like high schools for using our space, like to compete in stuff. Like what? Like I just want to get them going. Like I want to help the scene. Like, I don't know, but I get it. Like I also get it. For a small school, those small rental fees can make a big difference. But I'd rather see cool stuff happen and to build up the local scene than to charge rental fees for, to stunt the growth in the local area. I am fine to pay, to be honest. Oh, you're fine to pay? Well, shoot. Come on down, Chris. Let's do a Lakeland Invitational. Lakeland, Florida Invitational. Let's do it. Yeah. Definitely a good point that only a few teams see prize money. Point definitely gets lost in the larger conversation. Yeah, I don't know how, like, the conversation in the prize pool on Twitter, like, turned into, how dare you take away money that students are relying on to survive? And you're like, who? Like, if a student's relying on a prize pool to survive, don't you think that, like, the mental health for that student during competition is going to go to crap and be, like, miserable? Like, I get that it's nice. Like, winning prize money is cool. Like, it's fun to get money. And, like, yeah, it'd be fun to get some money you could put towards tuition if that's truly what you're doing. But I don't know. I just don't see how that's good for anyone's mental or anyone. Like, if you need to win this tournament in order to get through the semester, like, how does a student mentally juggle that? And should we be promoting? Should we even be promoting that as an option by having prize pools? Like, I don't know. I'm crazy. That's what it is. It's at the end of the day, Antor's just crazy. A spreadsheet to monitor rental fees. Rental fees are so vastly different from school to school. It's crazy. There's also a lot of discounts. Like, sometimes you can get away with renting stuff, or a program could get away with renting a space for free. But if they're renting it to someone else, they have to charge or like split fees or something. I don't know. It's just a mess. I don't know if I could make a spreadsheet to monitor those fees. I don't even know if most programs would know what that is. I will drive in a 20-foot truck. You watch me. Okay. Florida Man Open. Curious to know what other programs charge for their spaces. I know at Aquinas we were charging like $150 an hour to use our 24 PC space, which is, I think, is like it's reasonable, but like the people who actually need the space can't really afford that. I don't know. Lowest cost I've seen is $2,500 a day. Yeah, I wonder if that's like an arena. That could be like an arena. 10K. 25K to rent an esports space. I'm assuming those are like massive arenas, like for big events. I've seen like convention centers charge, like they can do 7K a day or more. The 10K one, no. What? Okay, that's crazy. That's crazy. The 2,500, yeah. Wow. Yeah, if someone's trying to just esports space trying to charge 10K a day, that's crazy. That's insane. Y'all haven't dealt with convention center internet costs, have you? That's true. Yeah. You can get pretty. Oh my gosh. Oh, I hate every time I'm on a panel and somebody tweets at me like about how never mind. I'm not going to talk about it. But yeah. 10 to 20K for 100 megs, yeah, per day. It's crazy. Using a convention center, especially if it's like union labor, can get real pricey real fast, like 100K plus more a day. Yeah, it can get pricey, and it depends on the city you're in, the time of year. Here's me paying $35 and shaking my fist. 150 per hour for 24 PCs is pretty decent. Yeah. And we had, I think there was like a 20% discount for nonprofits. So like high schools in the area could get it for like 120 an hour or something like that. We got it to fairly reasonable, but it's still a cost. And like a high school needs to get that approved from someone. And sometimes those high schools are operating with volunteer coaches and with no budget. So it can still be pretty pricey for them. I've had to run 160 PC setup at Gen Con on wow. Gen Con's awesome. I love that place. I went there a couple years back. All right. I've got to wrap this up because I'm off to D&D as every Tuesday at 6:30. I go to my D&D group. It's been fun. It's been great. I'm really excited to see everyone at convention. I don't know if I'll have a show next week because I'll be in Kansas City, but I am bringing my laptop, so maybe I will. Maybe I'll have a remote banter with Antor. I probably will try to do that. We'll see how it goes, but it'll be fun. Please see you on Twitter. Good luck, have fun. Wow, I'm good at what I do with special guests. Yes. Oh, maybe I could do special guests. Maybe I'll do a special Banter with Antor next Thursday or Friday at convention. Oh man. Okay, maybe I'll do that. Convention is Thursday, Friday, or is it Thursday, Friday, or is it Wednesday, Thursday? Dude, I can't even keep track. You'll get Rob Johnson an interview with you. I'm on a panel with Rob Johnson. I don't want to talk to anyone twice in 1 week. That's just too much content. We could just do like 24-hour show with a new guest every 1 hour. We'll see. I don't know who I want to talk to. Maybe, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. What about a trailer of an interview with Rob? Oh, we could just do a trailer. That's a good idea. I'm probably going to try to do something. I'll bring my microphone, I guess, hopefully. And we'll try that. Cool. Coming 2024, Adam Bears all. What does that even mean? Oh man. All right. I appreciate everyone for stopping by. You guys are all awesome. I really hope you guys have a good rest of the week. Hopefully your guys' summers are as productive as mine. Hopefully you're not as behind as me when it comes to fall planning, but if you are, it's okay. We're still going to do this. Students show up no matter how much planning we've done, and we can figure it out then. But if I see you at the NACE convention next week, or if you're coming, please say hi. Let's talk. Let's just catch up. And I'm excited to see everyone. If you're not making the trip, then hopefully I'll see you in chat next Tuesday. And yeah. All right. Have a great rest of the week. Talk to y'all later. See ya. Oh, wait. We should raid somebody. Let's raid somebody real quick. If anyone's got suggestions. Let's see who's out here. We could raid Pokemon. Raid the LCS. I saw Ludwig, but he's on Twitter. Or he's on YouTube. Wow. There's like no one streaming right now that would work. Let's Let's raid USO. USO. Fletch was a director at Illinois Wesleyan. He now runs the gaming division for the USO, and they're alive right now. They're a great organization, and yeah, let's show them some love. Sympathy viewers. Yeah, no, let's do USO first. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Okay? Have a good week. I appreciate all of you. You guys are all awesome. Peace.